Welcome to the Managing Drought in the Southern Plains webinar series. I'm Margaret Boone, Program Manager of the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program, with your briefing for Friday, September 12, 2014. This information is brought to you by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, NIDIS, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. So what has changed over the past month? Over the last week, there's been 200 to 300% above normal precipitation across portions of the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. With the increased rainfall, there are some areas that have seen some drought improvement across the southern plains. However, some of the reservoirs across Oklahoma and Texas, despite all this recent rainfall, are still significantly below their conservation capacity. Looking forward, there's an active precipitation pattern going to be setting up across the eastern United States. Along with the rainfall, there'll be below normal temperatures expected as well. This is the newest drought monitor released Thursday, September 11th. Severe, extreme, and exceptional drought persists across the western United States. With recent heavy rainfall, there have been some improvement in drought conditions across the southern and central plains. However, severe drought still continues across much of the southern plains, with areas of extreme and exceptional drought still evident in parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Zooming in a little closer, there have been reductions in D1 moderate drought across eastern, northeastern, and north central Kansas and western Nebraska. D2 severe drought was removed in areas of southeastern Kansas. Further south across the southern plains, the heavy rains brought full category improvements across the West Texas and Texas Panhandle. In Oklahoma, D3 extreme drought improved in the western part of the state. Through central and northeastern portions of Oklahoma, there was some improvement in the D0 and D1 conditions there. There has been some expansion of the D0 abnormally dry conditions in Arkansas, with lingering dryness that's occurring across the area. And then across the west, drought conditions continue to persist. Rainfall departures over the last 14 days show the heavy rainfall received over portions of the region, indicative in the green and blue regions. The flooding rainfall across Arizona is also visible. As we go out 60 days, the relatively wet spring is still visible in the rainfall departures. However, as we look out 6 months and beyond, we can still see at least some rainfall deficits, indicating the long-term drought conditions are still lingering across the southern plains. These experimental graphics created by the Arkansas Red Basin River Forecast Center show the upper and lower soil moisture zone anomalies. The upper zone responds quickly to moisture, so regions of the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, central and eastern Oklahoma, who received all that recent beneficial rainfall, are showing at least 70% of normal soil moisture, if not even greater than 100 and 150% of normal. Regions that have not received rainfall or received very little are still showing 50% of normal soil moisture or less, especially across a small portion of the south central Oklahoma and the Red River region. The lower zone anomalies are better indicative of the longer term impacts. These areas are showing the impacts of lingering drought across the region. So areas that received the recent heavy rainfalls are in some cases still showing 70% or less of the normal soil moisture zone anomalies in that lower zone. The 5-day outlook, valid Friday through Wednesday, shows the possibility of precipitation across much of the southern plains and through the southeastern United States and portion of the eastern seaboard. Temperatures are expected to be near or below across much of the central United States, with areas along the west coast seeing above normal temperatures. The 6 to 10-day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, valid Wednesday, September 17th through Sunday, September 21st, show above normal temperatures are expected across the western United States and across Florida. Areas from the southern plains through the New England region are expected to have below normal temperatures. Precipitation may be above normal across the southern plains and the Gulf Coast and throughout a portion of the southwest. Below normal rainfall is possible across the northern parts of the United States. Also from the Climate Prediction Center, the 3-month outlooks, these were updated on August 21st and are valid for the months of September, October, and November. Above normal precipitation is expected across a large portion of the southwestern United States, with a small area of below normal precipitation possible across the Pacific Northwest. Equal chances of above or below normal precipitation are expected elsewhere. Above normal temperatures are expected along the east and west coasts, with a small area of below normal temperatures possible in the central plains. Equal chances of above or below normal temperatures exist in between. I wanted to provide a quick update on some of the reservoirs in the southern plains. Even with the recent heavy rainfall that we've seen across portions of the area, reservoirs in southwest Oklahoma and north central Texas are still significantly below their conservation capacity. In Oklahoma, Waurika Lake has dropped to 34% capacity. Altus Dam has remained at its low level of around 10 to 11%, and Canton Lake, just northwest of the Oklahoma City metro area, is hovering around 22% of capacity. And then in north central Texas, Lake Kickapoo is at 29.5% capacity, and Lake Arrowhead is at 20.5% capacity, giving the city of Wichita Falls its combined capacity of 23%, which is keeping them in their drought catastrophe designation. The seasonal drought outlook was also issued August 21st. Most of the southern plains are expected to continue to see drought conditions, though some improvements are possible. And drought is expected, of course, to persist across the West. As always, please join us for these briefings and full topic webinars. For more information, please visit our SCIP website, southernclimate.org, to register for more information if you haven't already. These briefings will be posted to the SCIP YouTube channel as well as our website. You can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at skip_RESA for more information. We thank you for joining us and have a great week.